Good afternoon, everyone. In France, cooking is a serious art form and the national sport. I didn't say basketball or football or baseball. Cooking. In tune with many of our perspectives, Wikipedia defines it as the addition of heat in the preparation of food. If only Chef Gordon Ramsay heard this, he'd be rolling his eyes by now. Cooking has a very rich history. Let me take you right to the very start. About 400,000 years ago, fire was discovered. About 250,000 years ago, cooking fires started burning and have been burning ever since. 50,000 years later, language as we know today saw its origin. First came fire, then came a good cooked meal, and then man decided to speak. Do you know how cooking was discovered? A hut got set on fire. A little pig was stuck inside. After the flames died out, one curious man went there, stuck his finger into the pig. There it was, the taste of cooked meat. Cooking was discovered. Well, at least this is what Charles Lamb says in his story. Cooking must have been discovered accidentally, and the story may not be far off from how it really happened. So cooking has been there for a long time. I've already established the point. Let me give you an example of how it has been playing a great role in the cultural development of man. In ancient Egypt, the preparation of fish was considered sacred and only priests could do this. About 3,000 years ago in ancient Mesopotamia, there was a flood and they recorded this event on cuneiform tablets. They engraved it on that. Alongside, they thought recipes were equally important and put them down as well. More recently, in 4th century BC, Archestratus wrote down in his book and dedicated really large sections of the book Life of Luxury on where to find good food and how to make it. You probably owe your game day pizza to people like him. As a species, we love food. Unlike animals, we don't eat to live. Some of us live to eat. So I've spoken a little about cooking. Somehow, we all agree on love for food. But what about the love for cooking? That seems to have gotten lost somewhere. You must have heard of the shows MasterChef, Iron Chef, Chopped, Cupcake Wars, hundreds of shows. Do you see the irony though? These shows have gotten so popular, but cooking itself has taken a nosedive there. The enthusiasm and passion of these cooks hasn't translated into a lot for us besides sitting and watching it on TV. New York Times reports that cooking, once an obligation for a growing number of Americans, has now turned into a mere spectator sport. Sadly, there is so much joy and pleasure to derive from cooking. We seem to have forgotten that. It requires not one or two, but all of your 5 senses. It's very stimulating. The process is very, very joyful. Unfortunately, cooking is often thought of as drudgery. I seem to surprise people when I tell them, I make my own bread. Do you have a bread maker? Sure, I am the bread maker. There is so much joy that I derive in the process of it. The yeast bubbling in water, the kneading of the dough for a few minutes. I vent out all my frustration there. After the rolled out dough is baking in the oven, entire house is filled with that aroma. A renowned food writer articulates this really well. No chiropractic treatment, no yoga exercise, no hour of meditation will rid you of bad thoughts than this homely ceremony of making bread. Ceremony is how it is described. So think about it, cooking has a lot of benefits. Some of you might still be thinking, good food is okay, I like eating good food, but why cook when I can eat out? There are so many restaurants here. There is so much missing here. Let me give you an example. It's like saying, if I can listen to good music, why sing? Why play an instrument? If I can watch a runner and feel content, why run at all? I'll just watch it on TV. What you're missing out is the process itself. It is the process of creating magic with the simplest of ingredients. Let's consider something really simple, an omelette. You need eggs, butter, salt, and pepper. In the right hands, it takes about 2 minutes to make. Moving on to a symphony, consider the Mexican mole sauce. It requires not 1, not 2, but 32 ingredients and may take up to 2 days to prepare. You add ingredients and merge and merge and merge at the right time to get that perfect sauce. It doesn't matter whether it is the 2-minute omelette or the 2-day mole sauce. The joy is truly incomparable. If these reasons aren't good enough for you, if the 250,000-year history of cooking isn't inspiring enough, think about this. Our grandmothers and mothers left us with the fondest memories around food. Charlene has some food to demonstrate this. We are inheritors of great recipes. It would be a shame to not pass it on and let our generations experience the same. Julia Child learned cooking when she was 32 and went on to become one of the world's greatest chefs. Who knows, we might just have the next Julia Child right here in this room. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Maitri. I really hungry. I didn't have my money.
I'm trying to pass on the cake.